My name's Ryan Stick. I'm owner of the Billiard Factory. I'm at my house. I've got my kids here with me. So we are excited to try to pull off our first virtual event. We've got Jaden Dupree and Jeanette Lee, who I'm hoping everybody is aware that that's why you're on.
We're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So I'm gonna do some trick shots for you guys today and hopefully teach you a little bit as well. And we're gonna start off with some classic trick shots. Now this is one of the oldest ones in the book. I bet Jeanette has probably done this one thousands of times.
My favorite.
Called
I love the prompt.
shot. So if you want to learn how to set this shot up, you have to have at least 4 cues. So raid your local pool hall and then just shoot this shot forever until all the players get mad at you for taking their cues. So we're going to set this up so you set 2 cues up and then you leave one extra little gap right here. And this is actually one of my favorite shots because you actually know you've made it for about 30 seconds before you even make the ball. So we're going to set up a ball in front of this side pocket here. Make sure these cues line up towards it. Now, if you're not so great with your 3-rail kicks yet, so I like to play this shot cue ball off 1, 2, 3 rails and then into this little gap right here. But some people, you have kids that want to learn this shot, or maybe your 3-rail kicks aren't as accurate as you like, you can just shoot it right up the middle. It's still just as fun. So we're going to aim about close to this pocket with some right spin. And then hit it pretty hard, but not so hard that the cue ball flies off the table and then you have a lawsuit on your hands. So we're going to go ahead and attempt that one there. And there you go. You know you've made it for about 30 seconds, so you can just like sit up here, grab a drink or something. Yeah, I think it's all good. So another really classic shot that Jeanette has probably done 1,000 times as well as myself.
But we've got a wonderful spin wheel that I think that we can get going. Let's see. Ooh.
So I think we have a few questions. We're going to open the floor for a Q&A. So I have some questions right here for me and Jeanette. I'll pull up a chair. And the first question we have is, who was your biggest influencer in becoming a pool player? I'm going to ask that to Jeanette first, and then I'll share my side. Jeanette, you are muted. You're welcome.
I had my sweet little dog wanted to get on camera, but we had so that I muted him myself for a second. I would say the biggest influence, and I'm from New York City, so we have got a lot of great players around, and so we did have Mike Siegel and Steve Mizrak and a lot of Grady Matthews coming around. And when I started playing, there was a gentleman named Gene Nagy, who was an older gentleman, I guess back in the day. He was a champion. And when I met him, he would just practice on the pool table and everyone would talk about him. And how great he was back in the day, but he stopped competing. And it was because he just couldn't stand the pressure of competing, but he loved the game. So I'd play with him, but his only rule was he never kept score. He just didn't want to compete. So I didn't care. He was, one of the greatest. So I just wanted the opportunity to play him. So I'm very competitive. I know you guys would never guess that, but I am. And so when I started playing against him, it bothered me because I really wasn't any competition compared to him, but I still liked it to measure myself. But in the end, I played with him throughout my whole journey. I would play with him all day, and every evening I'd go out and play in one of these weekly tournaments. And I would actually play well. I wasn't necessarily beating all the guys, but I was playing better under pressure than I would in practice. And I remember him saying, Jeanette, you're usually one or the other. So if you're thriving under pressure. You should be happy about it.
So, a big guy as one of my big influencers as well, Florian Kohler shoots this shot amazing. Venom trick shots.